it's actually very annoying that you have this episode with me, yeah, because I forgot to say actually, but I have this routine for a very long time actually. That like every single time I have a flight, I download like all the episodes that I missed. You guys are actually doing a fantastic job, I have to say.
Thank you, thank you,
And
thank you.
and Fabi, I mean, okay, maybe like sometimes maybe you're not like 100% open, but this is still like by far the most like sincere and professional expertise that is out there.
All right, let's talk about cheating for 10 more minutes.
Actually, that you mentioned that in regards to cheating also, because of like I actually tried to be 100% open with my kind of thoughts about cheating, but then there was like so much kind of, online stuff which I couldn't really ignore completely. I can ignore some, but I couldn't ignore completely. That I just thought, okay, am I getting paid to be the anti I mean, I understand, okay, Vladimir's approach. Yeah, even he probably went quite a bit too far, but like he's still doing it. He's not getting paid for it. Yeah, he's like trying to be kind of the anti-cheating face. And I decided I didn't really want this.
And it also depends on the way you look at it, yeah. We can actually make this a business, yeah. You text me privately, then like you sort of accuse me of cheating. I will just say you're an idiot or something. Then we'll have this clash of claims. Someone will pay like whatever 40K, and then we will
Yeah.
shake hands in the end, and we'll make sure like season 2 happens.
I think you need Clash
But
of
this was
Claims
one
too.
of the things that
Yes.
annoyed me about, like, okay, this, let's say, Kramnik's crusade. I mean, for sure he's wrong about many things and also right about some things. But then I felt like there's no conclusion. Like he plays a match, everyone gets paid, and then we're waiting for the answer. Like, what was the claim?
Yeah,
who
exactly.
and then there's nothing. It's just okay, life goes on, and now we'll focus on a different person and another clash of claims maybe. But I mean, in that case, it just seems pointless to me.
You were
Yeah,
kind
I
of
tend to
ahead of the curve, yeah. I don't remember exactly when did you do that video with Kachov about cheating.
many years ago, actually, like 10 years ago, maybe.
I think it was way before cheating became like a real thing, yeah. And at that point, it was like over the board cheating, more or less. Like your video
I think
was
it
about
was.
over the board cheating.
I mean, it could be there even back then. It's just that now it's so sort of.
It's
I mean, it's
embedded,
so
yeah.
all over the place that you cannot ignore it. But still, I mean, you only sort of spot it when it's obvious. Like the real problem is that, look, there are some sort of obvious cases where, I mean, most often you cannot prove it, but you can at least suspect things. But the main like problem for me is that, like, imagine someone like me or Fabi starts to cheat like once in 4 games for like 2 moves. This will be sort of important enough for us to like improve dramatically, given the like scale. But still, like, we will not be stockfish. Like, there is no way you prove it. Like, if I just get this option of like playing, let's say, 3 times in 4 games, playing the best move in the position, or even like I get this option of like getting a notification if like the evil changed a lot and I'm winning. Like, you don't even need to tell me the move, just tell me I'm winning now. Like, I need to think now. This will actually like, it will obviously increase the chances of such person a lot. Like, I would say, like, if one of us plays Magnus on these terms, I don't know, I would feel like Magnus is not favorite. Fabi would be, I think, a clear favorite against him then. With me, I mean, it would be close probably. Like, if every time Magnus blunders,
I mean, I
know
think
it.
there's
Like,
better ways.
especially, huh?
Like if you want to destroy Magnus, and let's say in your example with Takashov, you had like the earpiece, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you have that technology, which you're ready to go to some lengths to get and make and second person, which obviously carries some risks, then I think like I tested this with like there was a famous case in 2020 in this Pro Chess League with the famous namesake of a world champion.
Yeah.
And so after this, because I was directly playing him, and I immediately felt it after the game. And you can even see a video like I turn to someone and I'm saying some words, which was basically I was working with Rustam during this tournament, and I told him like, okay, the guy was cheating. Like I immediately felt it after the game.
I have a feeling Rustam didn't say he was not. The way
He
it's
wasn't,
Rustam.
because he was looking at game and there were some mistakes and ups and downs. But then we just started to discuss it. This also led to him being a bit more on the paranoid side as well, and me. And we decided to test over the board, like more or less, I'm kind of playing with engine, and he knows it, and he's playing himself. And then I just played some bullshit, and then we sent the game to some other grandmaster and asked like, what do you think about this game? Okay, some random game looks like pretty poor quality. And basically what I did was just, it wasn't even like looking at engine moves like I choose here. I'm always looking at the engine and then choosing some mistakes, which are complicated, but playing them quickly. And just, he would collapse like every 2 moves, more or less. He would make a game-ending blunder every 2 moves. And then I would always let him off the hook consistently to the point that like the bar is just like some kind of, up and down. And then eventually I win when he finally makes some very major blunder. So there would be no way to tell. Like you wouldn't suspect at all. It would even look, you might even describe it as a human game, like up and down, full of kind of adventures. But I had control because
that's exactly that's exactly what I'm saying. And imagine like someone only needs one game of this kind a year. Like even over the board, let's say, imagine, we have the talks about like Hans, or we used to talk about Topolov, like nothing is proven, like in both cases, but at least you have the talks. Like the suspicions are there, you can believe it or not, but at least like there is a case. But imagine there is just a guy who plays some European individual championship, and he simply wants to qualify to the World Cup, and he knows +4 is enough. And the guy is like, I don't know, 2580 or 2610, whatever. And he simply decides to like keep his +2. And then with 2 rounds to go, he knows like last 2 rounds he's actually going to cheat. Then he does it twice. He makes it. He finishes like 15th or whatever. The tournament is over. He's not like even in the pedestal.
Basically, nobody suspects him.
There are, I think, so many cases that we don't even sort of consider investigating into.
Nobody suspects him at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything we sort of like investigate and get paranoid about is something very, very obvious. Like when someone wins the tournament, then, like, I'm not saying it's always cheating, but of course it kind of brings your attention to it. But then, imagine someone just wants to be like 27-30 like all the time. So he will just, let's say, like I had to keep my, say, like I'll be 2750. I just have this like general like idea about my life that I want to keep my 2750. Maybe it guarantees me like Grandchester or whatever. Like I need it for some reason. Then I'll just play by myself, like as long as like I'm not under, I don't know, 2735. If it happens for some reason, then I just like cheat 3 games at some point, 3 or 4. Then I get back and I'm back to playing myself. And you have to understand that it's like pretty likely that I will not even need it. It's just a backup option. So those are the things that people don't even sort of think about, but this is the thing, the main worry. Cool, you found someone who like left a letter, basically signed it, like I need this phone for cheating, thank you, Kirill, please don't touch it. Brilliant, yeah, but if someone is a bit more intelligent, then I don't even see, and also less greedy in some sense, then I don't even see how you can sort of find it out.
Yeah, I think we basically the only way we've caught people is with hard evidence. Like, Feller case, for example, was because some text messages were uncovered and it was 3 people and some conspiracy and fell apart. And okay, with Shevchenko, then yeah, you have like some actual hard evidence, which is completely unimaginable if someone is thinking straight. Like how can you do this?
Even with Feller, say, imagine like Feller actually did it many times. But say, imagine you just go to the Olympiad. It happens like once in 2 years, right? I mean, given the circumstances, I don't really care. So probably once in 2 years. So just imagine, like, you have this option of cheating in like 2 games within 2 years. You just do it twice. I mean, you have a very strong team. You actually don't need too much. You basically just need to know that you're going to win, let's say, against India and against China or someone else. You figure it out there. It does not even guarantee your team the win, but it like increases the chances dramatically.
No, it's true.
Like
If you're not
imagine,
greedy,
yeah, I mean
really
exactly. Like
you could
if
achieve a
you're
lot.
fine with sort of increasing your chances, not making them like 100%, but like making them like giving yourself extra 25%. Like say, what happens if you had beaten Gukesh this time?
Well, if I'd beaten Kukesh, then we would have beaten India actually, because a draw, I was calculating during the game, like a draw is not going to be enough, because we had to
you
beat
win the
them.
Olympiad, yeah, at that point.
Well,
think
no,
you
we
win the
beat India. We don't win the Olympiad, but we we certainly go a long way towards winning the Olympiad if we win that
Yeah,
match.
but then you start leading, right? You're like in a shared lead, or maybe even you're the only leader.
I guess it would come. We would be shared, but it would come down to tie breaks. Yeah, whatever that would be.
Yeah,
I mean, I
but
don't know about tie. But
still
yeah,
like increases your chances massively, right?
oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yes,
I
that's
agree.
exactly what I'm talking about. Like one game once in 2 years can actually change it all. Like if there is someone smart enough to do it like rarely, then there is no way. Like you cannot prove that some very, very strong players couldn't play like his best game when he needed it the most. I mean, it obviously happens from time to time in a fair way. There is nothing you can
Of
do
course,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Fabi, I think you probably have to bounce. So
Yeah, I do.
the discussion was only getting spicy, but we have to end it at this point. Perhaps we can resume it later in
Oh, it is very
2025.
interesting.
It's an interesting discussion. 2025
But
awaits
the
us.
issue, I'll just say one small thing, is that it's interesting from, like, let's say, philosophical point of view, but from a practical point of view, I really think we lost the battle if there was a battle in the first place. Because
Yeah, I couldn't agree
like,
more.
nobody talks about it anymore. I mean, there's some obvious case, okay, phone in the bathroom, and then people talk for a few days. But as like systematic issues, I don't see any discussions. Maybe behind the scenes, but definitely not in a public sphere, except for Kramnik,
Vladimir.
who doesn't get, like, he only really damages himself at this point, I think, by continuing what he's doing. And I don't see any like positive, like, it doesn't seem like he's making progress in terms of implementing some changes that would make chess more resilient towards cheating. So if there was a battle, I think we kind of lost it. But from kind of point of view of like, if it happens, when it happens, how much, then it's a very interesting topic, of course.
Still, it's probably not the topic we want to sort of. I mean, it's probably good you have to go, yeah? Everybody else. No, but what we are even talking about is sort of obvious. Like, it's kind of absurd to deny that if James Bond wanted to be the world chess champion, he would have like easily become one. Like, if someone sort of invests like 50K and like knows the rules of the game, he can basically do whatever he wants. Like at this stage.
Yeah, if you're a good
And,
player and you put the effort and like you don't have the morals to stop yourself, then
yeah, this I forgot to mention actually.
no, I think for some people, like, it's just unthinkable. Like, if you told me, like, I don't know, you take Boris Gelfand and you offer him like $1 million, just cheat once. Like, I don't think he would do it. Like, for him, probably just unthinkable as moral, from a moral point of view. But for some people, of course, it's not unthinkable. They would be willing to do it, as we know.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's leave it at that, boys. Good chat. Thanks, Daniel, for coming on. And,
yeah, thank you guys for having me one more time.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you in New York in just a few days.
Yeah, cool.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Bye.